Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the world of numismatics to uncover the top 5 most valuable rare USA Lincoln wheat pennies worth millions. That's right. These tiny copper coins that most people overlook could actually be hiding some serious fortune. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about what might be in your piggy bank, stick around because this video might change how you see your pocket change forever. Now, before we begin, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin content, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any valuable updates. Let's get right into the countdown. In today's exciting episode, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of American coins to uncover the story, value, and hidden wealth behind one extraordinary coin, the 1941 D Mint Mark Lincoln Wheat Penny. This is not just a simple penny you might overlook in your change jar. Believe it or not, this small copper coin could be worth up to an incredible $89,279 in today's market. That's right, nearly $90,000 for a single cent. So stick around as we explore its history, key features, rare varieties, and how to know if you're holding a jackpot in your pocket. Let's begin with a little history. The 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D Mint mark just below the date on the coin's obverse, or front side. Over 128 million of these coins were minted that year, so at first glance, it might seem like a fairly common coin. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1941 D pennies were created equal. Some were struck with such precision, rare errors, or in such pristine condition that they have become highly sought after by collectors across the globe. To understand the value of the 1941 D wheat penny, we need to look at a few important factors. These include the coin's condition, its strike quality, and whether it has any unique errors. Coins that have been well preserved, with original luster and sharp details, especially those that have been graded as mint state by professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch significantly higher prices at auction. In fact, one example of the 1941 D Lincoln cent, graded MS68 read by PCGS, sold for an astonishing $89,279. That's where the headline value comes from, a nearly flawless coin that dazzled experts and collectors alike. Now let's talk about the design. The obverse side of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can be found at the bottom of Lincoln's shoulder on the coin. The words, "In God We Trust," arch over Lincoln's head, while the word, "Liberty," appears to the left, and the date, along with the D Mint mark, is on the right. The reverse side shows 2 wheat ears curving around the words 1 cent and United States of America, along with the motto E Pluribus Unum above. This classic wheat reverse design was in use from 1909 to 1958 and is beloved by collectors for its simplicity and symbolism. So, how can you tell if your 1941 D Lincoln cent is worth big money? First, inspect the coin's condition. Coins that show little to no wear and still have their original reddish shine are the most valuable. These are known as red coins in grading terminology. If your penny still glows with that fresh mint red tone, you might be onto something special. Second, look for errors or unusual features. Double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, and die cracks are all errors that can significantly increase a coin's value. There are some known varieties for the 1941 D penny that involve repunched mint marks, where the D was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. These rare varieties can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars on their own. It's also important to have your coin authenticated and graded if you believe it might be valuable. Certified coins from trusted grading companies not only carry a higher market value, but they also give buyers and sellers confidence that the coin is genuine and accurately graded. A certified 1941 D penny in mint state 65 red might sell for a few $100s, while higher grade examples like mint state 67 or 68 can reach tens of thousands. As we mentioned earlier, let's not forget the historical context that adds even more charm to this penny. The year 1941 marked a turning point in American history, as the United States was on the brink of entering World War II following the attack on Pearl Harbor later that year. The 1941 D penny, therefore, is not just a piece of money, it's a piece of history. Holding this coin is like holding a time capsule from one of the most critical moments of the 20th century. But here's what makes this even more thrilling. You don't have to be a professional numismatist to find one of these valuable coins. These pennies still occasionally show up in pocket change, coin rolls from the bank, or old jars and boxes in your grandparents' attic. That's why coin hunting has become such an exciting hobby. You never know when you might stumble across a coin worth thousands. Now, let's talk about the current market. As of today, collectors and dealers are willing to pay big money for top-grade 1941 D pennies. While average circulated examples might be worth between $1 and $10 depending on condition, high-grade uncirculated coins can be worth hundreds, and the rarest examples, those in nearly perfect condition with red luster and no visible flaws, can sell for $89,279 or even more at major auctions. If you think you might have one of these treasures, take a close look with a magnifying glass or loupe, and compare your coin to high-resolution images of graded specimens online. If you suspect it's something special, consider reaching out to a professional coin dealer or submitting it to PCGS or NGC for grading. In conclusion, the 1941 D Lincoln Wheat penny is a fascinating and potentially valuable coin. Its historical significance, classic design, and the chance of discovering a rare high-grade or rare variety make it a favorite among collectors. And who wouldn't love the idea of turning a simple penny into almost $90,000? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in everyday places, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin reveal. And hey, check your pocket change tonight. Your fortune might just be hiding in plain sight. Until next time, happy hunting and keep collecting. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of rare pennies, focusing on a truly remarkable and highly sought-after coin, the 1950 D Lincoln Wheat penny. This unassuming 1-cent coin has become one of the most valuable and interesting collectibles in American numismatics. Its current market value has shocked collectors and investors alike, reaching an astounding $45,972 for certain rare conditions and grades. So grab your coin jar, and let's find out why this little copper coin is worth a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln Wheat penny series was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. It was the first regular-issue American coin to feature a real person, and what better person to begin with than the beloved 16th President of the United States. The obverse, or front, of the coin features the classic portrait of Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse, until 1958, carried the iconic wheat ears, hence the name, Wheat penny. Now, let's zoom into the year 1950. By this time, the U.S. Mint was producing Lincoln Wheat pennies at 3 different mints, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. The coin we're talking about today is the 1950 D Wheat penny, which means it was struck at the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark is found just below the date on the obverse side of the coin. At first glance, the 1950 D penny might seem like just another old coin. In fact, over 334 million of these pennies were struck that year, making it seem like it's a very common coin. But here's where it gets exciting. Not all 1950 D pennies are created equal. While most of them were circulated and worn down over time, a small number have survived in exceptional condition, untouched, uncirculated, and with perfect or near-perfect features. These top-tier examples, especially those graded MS67+ read by coin grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, are where the real value lies. A mint state coin, with sharp details, vibrant red luster, and zero damage, is what collectors dream of. That's exactly what drives the value of the 1950 D penny from being worth a few cents to tens of thousands of dollars. So, why does this coin in particular command such a high price? First, let's talk about condition rarity. Even though millions were minted, very few have survived in pristine condition. Most were spent, pocketed, scraped, and aged. Only a tiny fraction, and I mean a tiny fraction, were saved in rolls or collections immediately after minting, and preserved perfectly. That's where condition rarity becomes more important than mintage numbers. Second, we need to consider demand and historical significance. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series is one of the most collected coin series in the world. There are literally millions of collectors who are trying to complete their Lincoln sets, and they all want the best specimens they can get. This intense demand creates fierce competition at auctions, especially when a high-grade 1950D penny appears for bidding. One notable example: a 1950D Lincoln Wheat Cent graded MS67 Plus read by PCGS, sold at auction for a whopping $45,972. That's right, almost $46,000 for a 1-cent coin. This coin had perfect color, stunning strike, and impeccable eye appeal. When such a gem comes to market, serious collectors are willing to pay serious cash to add it to their collections. But the story doesn't end there. There are also a few era coins and varieties from 1950 that add to the interest. For example, coins with die cracks, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, known as RPMs, can fetch higher prices depending on the era and its visibility. If you're lucky enough to find one of these in your pocket change or an old coin roll, you might be holding on to something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's take a quick look at the general value range for the 1950D wheat penny. Depending on its condition, a well-circulated 1950D penny is typically worth between 5 and 50 cents. In uncirculated condition, values rise dramatically. MS60 to MS63 red, around $5 to $20. MS64 red, about $30 to $75. MS65 red, closer to $100 to $200. MS66 red, between $300 and $700. MS67 red, around $1,000 to $3,000. MS67 plus red with premium eye appeal, $10,000 to nearly $46,000 as seen in that auction record. And remember, those prices only apply if the coin has been professionally graded and encapsulated by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. How can you tell if your 1950D penny is valuable? First, check the color. Uncirculated wheat pennies are often categorized as red, red-brown, or brown. The brightest red luster is the most desirable and valuable. Next, examine the surface. Is the coin free from scratches, dents, and nicks? Look closely. Even tiny flaws can drastically reduce the grade and value. Finally, if your coin looks promising, consider sending it in for professional grading. It's an investment, but it can turn a coin worth $10 into one worth thousands, if it gets a high grade. In conclusion, the 1950D Lincoln Wheat Penny is a powerful example of how ordinary coins can become extraordinary treasures. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone sifting through a jar of old change, keep your eyes peeled. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin worth $45,972 or more. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a chance to discover valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare Lincoln Wheat penny, or if you have a 1950D hiding somewhere at home. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and happy treasure finding. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating story behind one of the most valuable and sought-after pennies in U.S. coin history, the 1951D Lincoln Wheat Cent. Believe it or not, this small copper coin, originally worth just 1 cent, can now be worth a jaw-dropping $88,276 in today's collector market. That's right, almost $90,000 for a single penny. So how did this humble coin go from pocket change to prized collectible? Stick around because we're about to uncover all the incredible facts, history, minting details, rare varieties, grading secrets, and reasons why collectors are going crazy for the 1951D wheat penny. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the origins of the Lincoln Wheat Cent. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and not just any person, but one of the most beloved presidents in American history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin shows a right-facing bust of Lincoln, while the reverse originally featured two stalks of wheat surrounding the denomination, giving it the name Wheat Penny. Now fast forward to 1951. The United States Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents, and that year was no different. In fact, the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date, produced over 625 million Lincoln wheat cents in 1951 alone. That's a huge number. So you might be wondering, with so many minted, how can any of them be valuable? Well, the answer lies in rarity, condition, mint errors, and collector demand. Not all 1951D Lincoln cents are worth tens of thousands of dollars. But under the right circumstances, like a flawless mint state condition, a rare error, or a high-grade example with full red luster, their value can skyrocket to 5 figures and beyond. That's where this coin's story gets exciting. Let's talk about the design first. On the obverse, you'll see Lincoln's profile along with the words, "In God We Trust," arched above his head. To the left of Lincoln is the word, "Liberty," and to the right is the date, 1951, followed by a small D underneath, which indicates it was minted in Denver. The reverse side shows the classic wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum above, a Latin phrase meaning out of many one. Now, what makes some 1951D Lincoln cents so valuable? It all starts with condition. A circulated 1951D penny, one that's been used in daily transactions, might only be worth a few cents up to a few dollars depending on where. But if you find one in mint state, specifically in grades like MS65, MS66, or even MS67, especially with a brilliant red color and no signs of damage or wear, you're holding something special. In fact, an example graded MS67 red by PCGS or NGC could fetch over $10,000. But the true jackpot coins? Those are the ultra-high-grade specimens with immaculate surfaces and perfect strike quality. Coins that look like they were just struck yesterday. Let's now talk about a legendary specimen that sold for a record-breaking price. At a major coin auction, a 1951D Lincoln wheat cent in near-perfect condition sold for a staggering $88,276. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $90,000 for a single copper penny. What made this coin so valuable was its exceptional preservation, vibrant red color, razor-sharp details, and the fact that it was certified by a top grading service as one of the best-known examples. Serious collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins of this caliber because they're virtually impossible to find in the wild. Another reason some of these coins are worth a fortune? Errors and varieties. Some 1951D cents were struck with noticeable mint errors, like double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These types of errors are highly collectible, especially if they are dramatic and visible to the naked eye. For example, a repunched D mint mark variety, where the D was stamped more than once slightly out of alignment, can sell for several $100s even in lower grades, and much more in mint state. So how can you tell if your 1951D penny is worth big money? First, look at the overall condition. Does the coin have sharp details and no visible wear? Hold it up to the light. Does it still have that original coppery red shine? That's a good sign. Next, check for errors. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe and inspect the date, mint mark, and rims for anything unusual, doubling, repunching, cracks, or misalignments. Finally, if your coin looks pristine, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can drastically increase the value and desirability of your coin in the collector's market. You might be wondering, where can you find a 1951D Lincoln wheat penny today? The good news is they still show up in coin rolls, old jars, estate sales, and family coin collections. A lot of people don't realize they might have one sitting in an old piggy bank or tucked away in a forgotten drawer. That's why it pays to check your change and search carefully. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Now let's talk market trends. Over the past few decades, the value of rare Lincoln wheat cents has only gone up, especially for high-grade examples and rare varieties. The collector demand for vintage U.S. coinage remains strong, and coins like the 1951 D penny continue to perform well at auctions. With more and more people entering the coin collecting hobby, the competition for top-tier coins is heating up. That makes now a great time to evaluate your own collection or start hunting for coins at garage sales, flea markets, and antique shops. And don't forget, every valuable coin has a story to tell. The 1951 D wheat penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a small but powerful piece of American history. It was minted during a post-war era, when the country was booming, and people carried these coins in their pockets as they went to diners, movie theaters, and drive-ins. Today, it stands as a symbol of what's possible in numismatics, that even a common coin, under the right conditions, can become a rare and valuable masterpiece. So before you toss that old penny aside, take a closer look. It might be worth more than you ever imagined. Especially if it's a 1951 D wheat penny in exceptional condition, you could be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss out on more rare coin stories and market updates. Let us know in the comments if you've ever found a valuable penny, and what you want us to cover next. Until then, happy hunting and may your next coin roll bring you a small cent worth a small fortune. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. In today's episode, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1950 D Lincoln wheat penny, a tiny coin with a massive story behind it. And believe it or not, this little copper beauty could be worth up to $23,757 in today's coin market. That's right, something that might be sitting unnoticed in your change jar or tucked away in an old drawer could hold life-changing value. So grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the history, value, rare features, and what makes the 1950 D Lincoln 1-cent wheat penny worth so much money. Let's start with the history. The year is 1956. Dwight D. Eisenhower is the President of the United States. Elvis Presley is climbing the charts, and America is booming in the post-war economy. Amid all of this, the U.S. Mint in Denver is hard at work striking one of the most iconic and lasting pieces of American currency, the Lincoln wheat penny. Now, here's what makes it interesting. The Lincoln wheat penny had been in circulation since 1909, commemorating the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The wheat design, created by Victor David Brenner, featured Lincoln's profile on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, a tribute to American agriculture and prosperity. By 1956, the coin had already become a beloved American classic. The Denver Mint produced over 1.098 billion 1956 D Lincoln wheat pennies that year. That's right, more than $1 billion. So you might be thinking, if so many were made, how can one be worth over $23,000 today? Well, this is where the magic of coin collecting comes in. While many coins were mass-produced, very few survived in pristine condition, and even fewer have unique minting errors or characteristics that collectors crave. Let's talk about why the 1956 D wheat penny is so valuable. First up, mint condition, also known as uncirculated, or MS4. Mint state. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A 1956 D penny in MS67 plus red RD condition can fetch prices nearing $20,000 or more, depending on the buyer. These coins have not only survived the test of time, but they also display a brilliant red luster that looks just as fresh as the day it left the mint. Next, errors and varieties. Certain 1956 D Lincoln pennies have rare errors that collectors pay thousands to own. One of the most famous is the D/D RPM, which stands for repunched mint mark. This occurs when the D mint mark was accidentally punched into the coin more than once in slightly different positions. These kinds of errors are rare and make the coin extremely desirable. Another variation includes double die obverse (DDO) errors. This happens when the coin's design is struck twice, slightly off from the first impression, leading to a visible doubling in the date the word Liberty or In God We Trust. If you find a DDO in excellent condition from 1956D, you're holding something incredibly special. Now let's talk about how to identify these valuable versions of the 1956D Lincoln penny. First, check for the mint mark. You'll find the tiny letter D just below the date on the obverse side. This stands for the Denver Mint, where the coin was produced. Next, examine the color. Penny collectors often look for three main color grades: brown, BN, red-brown, RB, and red RD. The red version is the most sought after and most valuable. If your 1950-60 penny still has that shiny, bright red tone, it could be a big winner. Then, use a magnifying glass or coin microscope to look for any signs of doubling on the numbers or letters. Or if the D appears to be repunched out, if you think you have something special, it's time to get it graded by a professional, such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC. Numismatic Guarantee Company. They'll give you a certified grade and protect the coin in a tamper-proof holder, which adds even more value if you decide to sell it. Now, let's talk numbers. The part you've been waiting for. The current market value for a top-graded 1950-60 Lincoln Wheat penny can go up to $23,757, especially in MS67 Plus red condition or with a rare error. Even coins in slightly lower grades, such as MS65 or MS66, can bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on color and error type. Even circulated versions with rare minting mistakes can sell for hundreds of dollars if the right collector is looking for them. And here's something most people don't know: even if you don't have a rare error or mint state coin, a clean and nicely preserved 1950-60 penny can still be worth 10 to 20 times its face value to collectors.so before you toss out that old penny or use it in a vending machine. Take a moment to examine it. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. And remember, condition is king. Always keep your coins safe from humidity, scratches, or wear. Use coin flips, acid-free envelopes, or coin albums to store them properly. Let's quickly review the key points to remember about the 1950-60 Lincoln Wheat penny. Over 1 billion were minted at the Denver Mint. High-grade examples with brilliant red color are very valuable. Rare minting errors like RPMs and DDOs significantly increase the coin's value. Top-quality coins in MS67 Plus RD condition can sell for as high as $23,757. Even circulated coins with rare features can still be worth hundreds. So, what are you waiting for? Grab that coin jar, dig through your pocket change, or check Grandpa's old collection. You never know. Your 1950-60 Lincoln Wheat penny could be the jackpot you've been waiting for. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content on rare and valuable coins. Share your findings or questions in the comments below. We love hearing from fellow coin enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!